Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Muttonchop Piper here. Well, today's video is entitled Storytime with Muttonchop, Volume 3, I think we're up to. Now, before we get started, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on with my channel and how I'm going to approach a few things. I have found it increasingly difficult to reply to every comment. And I know a lot of you guys out there do videos and you're probably going to say, hey dude, don't worry about, replying to my comment or replying to all the comments. You just can't do it. I know that. But to me, you guys are all club members. You have taken the time to watch my video and you've taken the time to write a comment. I just feel obligated to answer that comment, even if it's, hey dude, great video, or hey dude, your video stinks. Whatever it is, I just feel obligated. But the thing is that it's getting increasingly difficult to do that. For one, sometimes videos don't make it to me. I don't know. I mean, I get them on my Gmail account, but when I go to the video, it's not there. But then some of them are just, it's just overwhelming. The reason why it is because I have so many videos. So a guy that is just now discovered me and is going through my earlier videos, he wants to comment and say, hey, I tried this thing that you suggested I do and I love it and it's great. Combined with all the other videos, combined with my new videos, it's overwhelming. So I want to ask that you please forgive me if I do not answer a comment. I think I discovered some comments that were 4 months old. I tried to send those, and I'll make an effort to try to answer every comment that I can. But please understand that if you don't receive a response from me, it's not that I don't want to. It's either one, that it never came through, or two, I'm just overwhelmed. So that's I just wanted to kind of convey that. You guys are all important to me. You really are. I mean, you're just starting out on something, especially you brand new pipe smokers, and you need guidance. You need someone to say, hey man, I'm doing what you're telling me to do, but I'm not getting the same result, or hey man, I'm having this problem, could you help me out? I'm the guy that wants to help you out. So I'll continue to do that as the best that I can. All right, so let's get to the story. This story is about when I was on the USS Tripoli during the first Gulf War. Our job was to minesweep a big trench. It's a big area of water going all the way from out in the open ocean all the way up to the coast of Kuwait. So we're chugging along, and I guess I've told you this before, but my job was to work on Cobra helicopters, and so the Cobras would fly around the minesweepers, which were a CH-53 that was fitted with huge gas tanks. And they would just take this big sled and they'd pull it behind them. And if we detected a mine, then we would bring in the demolition team and they'd blow it up. Now, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but there's two types of mine. There was a proximity mine and a chain mine. Now the chain mines are mines that are spaced out in the water and they're connected by heavy chain. So basically what happens is you've got two mines right here. If you see it. The ship goes and it hits that chain, and those mine and as you know, you drag a chain, whatever's connected to it's going to come like this. Well, those two mines will hit the side of the ship and explode. So we were looking for those, and then there's a proximity mine. Now, what a proximity mine is, it's a mine that's on the bottom of the ocean. Basically, they just go out in a ship and they just drop it off, and it's got this clamp, right? The mine's here, and they got a clamp, right? So it looks like this. So as a ship comes over, this mine constantly sends out radar. Boing, boing, like this. And usually the radar goes up through the ocean and out and into space. But if it ever gets a response, if that hits something and it comes back, the second it gets back, that clamp is released and that mine starts to float up. Well, it gets so far. So here we are. Here's the mine. Ship's coming, ship's coming, ship's coming. It's going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. As that ship comes into view, it hits that ship and comes back. The clamp opens and the ship goes, and it comes up so far and explodes underwater. So what that does is as that mine explodes under that ship, it lifts the ship up out of the water. Well, the ship is heavier at each end, so what it does is it bends the ship like this. And as the ship comes back down, these two parts, the front and the back, fold up, causing the center to crack from the keel all the way up. So those were the two mines we were looking for. So I can't remember the exact date, but we were mine sweeping just fine. Everything was going good. And that night before we went to bed, there's an island right near Kuwait called Falak Island. That's where they would bring all the oil to put onto the ships, and the ships would sail across to America or wherever it needed to go to get refined. So we were told that, hey man, about 5 in the morning they're going to drop an FAE. That's F as in Foxtrot, A as in Alpha, E as in Echo. It's basically what it is. It's a huge bomb that's just a big fireball. And they said, hey man, you'll be able to see it from the ship when that goes off. So I said, you know what, I think I'd like to see that. Well, it was 5 in the morning when we had to get up. So I went to sleep. So I'm sleeping just peaceful, you know. And next thing you know, I hear an explosion. And what that mine sounded like when we hit it, it sounds like thunder. You know, when you're in your house and all of a sudden the lightning strikes and thunder is right after it and it shakes the house? That's what it sounded like. It sounded like a clap of thunder, and then I could feel the ship kind of move like this. Next thing you know, lights come on. First thing I thought before the lights came on was, wow, that FAE bomb is loud. Because I didn't know better. I didn't know that we'd hit a mine. So next thing you know, this guy comes running through with his gas mask on and he's saying, gas, gas, gas. And I'm looking at him like, dude, I'm not even up yet. And it wasn't a gas mine, but he just came through freaking out and put his gas mask on. So everybody got up. We got all our clothes on. We went upstairs. Got to our duty station and everything. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. We hit a mine. And it hit in the front quarter. I think it was starboard side. But it was funny because that's where the paint locker was. But what was not funny was the fact that, one, if it had hit the compartment behind, it would have hit the forward magazine. The forward magazine is where all the ammunition is kept. If it had hit there, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. I'd be gone. Also, what wasn't funny was, remember I told you the mines are connected by chains? Well, this other mine, see, we stopped. As soon as we hit, we stopped. And the other mine was sitting on our port side. I think they said about 10 feet away. So the first business was to get the minesweeping team down there to get it disconnected from the chain and move it away. But it was kind of weird because the area that it hit was the forward paint locker where all the paint's kept, and one of the unoccupied berths where military people will sleep and shower and all that kind of stuff. So I guess somebody was down there at the time when it hit in the area, and they've got these huge doors. All the doors are they've got big rubber seals on them to prevent water from getting through. They're watertight. So he shut that watertight door and he locked it down. But the pressure of the ship going up and down, that water would fill that compartment, and then it would suck out the hole. Up, it would suck it out. Down, it would fill up, suck it out, fill up, suck it out. So they had to get several 4x4s and put them on top of that door, because I guess what was happening is as the water would rush in, it would put pressure on that door, and it would you could see it kind of move up, and then as the water was sucked out, it would suck that door in. So they had to put 4x4s in place to keep that door from bursting open. And it was kind of weird because it was right down from where the gallery is, or where we eat. And you'd pass by there and it would have this kind of strange sucking sound. And it sounded like there was a monster under there, just really, really loud. And it sounded like there was just this monster under there. But we ended up having to take all of our assets off that ship and get onto the USS New Orleans. I think we were on that ship for a couple of weeks, and then we debarked from that ship and we were on our way home. But it was funny that night, the night before, they said, yeah, we're going to drop that FAE bomb on Falaka Island. I said, okay, I'll be there. And then when I heard it go off, I thought that's what had transpired, that bomb went off, but it wasn't. It was, we had struck a mine. Something else I didn't tell you, there was another ship, it was a destroyer, that actually hit one of the proximity mines, and its keel right in the middle was cracked all the way up. The sad thing about that ship, it was on its maiden voyage. It had just completed being built. I think it cost something like $42 billion, and it was scrap metal. It was completely worthless, because once you crack that keel, you have to scrap it and start over. So that was a horrible thing, seeing that brand new ship get destroyed like that. But that's what happens in war, I guess. All right, well, that's it for today. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.